Well, hello and welcome to the Informed Traveler Podcast, a weekly travel podcast where our goal is to help you become a more informed traveler. I'm your host, Randy Sharman. Travel expert Onanta Forbes continues her winter stay in the Canary Islands. So in a few seconds, we'll get an update on the many activities you can do while staying in the Canary Islands. And then we'll head to southern Alberta, much closer to home, and chat with the co-owners of the River Retreat Kananaskis, self-described as where off-grid meets upscale in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. So I'm excited to hear more about that. But first, let's kick things off chatting with travel expert Onanta Forbes, who joins us each week to discuss some of the travel news and travel trends. You can follow her adventures on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onanta Forbes. OnantaForbes.com is her website. Hello, Onanta.
Hi, Randy. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me about the island of Lanzarote, where you've been spending the last, is it 3 weeks now? Something like that.
Yeah, it's almost a month. It's quite amazing. Time is rolling right along. And, this week I thought I'd share a different kind of angle with why people come to this island or just the Canary Islands in general. It's actually the islands have established themselves as one of Europe's leading destinations for athletes and active travelers. And when you arrive and you're kind of walking around and getting, settled, you see all these cyclists just whizzing by you, and they're in their full lycra, very slim bodies. And then you see people running and it's quite amazing. And then you realize, just down the road from us where we're staying, there's a Barcello Active Hotel, and all these active people that are coming here for triathlons or training are staying there. They have an Olympic-sized swimming pool that they train in, and they have meets at. And one morning I was just crossing the street, and all of a sudden there's a group of bicyclists that all had, or cyclists, Canadian logos like the maple leaf on it. And then I Googled it. The 2026 Canadian Forces Triathlon Training Camp is here. Oh. And they just got here about a week ago, and they're focusing on early season base miles, cycling, and swimming. And so they have these intensive multi-day training sessions for all these athletes. And it's kind of cool because, as a Canadian, it's always neat when you're at a destination outside of your country. You see another Canadian. And I saw a whole pack of them. I was excited, really excited. Thousands of amateur athletes choose the Canary Islands for their training, their recovery, and their sports-focused holidays. They don't just come and relax. They actually come here as a holiday as well. And the region, I guess, with the climate, it offers what effectively is year-round spring. So lots of daylight, minimal rainfall, and the average temperatures are between 19 and 24 degrees Celsius. So it provides stable and predictable conditions for outdoor training, which is good, right? Because It doesn't work that way in Canada all the time, right? And especially when you're a cyclist or a triathlete or a swimmer, this reliability is a huge advantage. And so beyond the climate, I guess the islands as well, and I say I guess because I haven't actually done this part, they're widely recognized for their natural recovery benefits. So, going into the sea, with the mineral-rich seawater, as far as rejuvenation, the great ocean air, the constant sunlight, and then it actually gives you or contributes to physical recovery and overall well-being. So even for the everyday person, that helps, right? Even though you're not pounding the pavement, that helps because it's the sea breeze, even because we get a lot of sea breeze. It's rich in mineral salts and negative ions, which I don't exactly know what I just said there, but it promotes circulation, respiratory health, and detoxification. And then the sun exposure, it supports mental strength, which is huge. Again, not just for athletes, but for people, because the world sometimes can get a little wild on you, and that's good, right? To be able to have that inner strength.
Well, not to mention the vitamin D aspect of the sunlight and that kind of things, which we always lack here in the northern climates.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the islands they also have like lots of natural sea water pools, and it's formed by volcanic rock, and they're filled entirely by the ocean. So it gives a really ideal environments for post-training recovery in a very natural setting. And so we were talking about it. So Lanzarote is the fourth largest island of the 7 distinct islands that make up the Canary Islands. And 5 of them are designated UNESCO Biosphere Reserves. So that again, it gives you the diversity for training. So volcanic trails, beaches, pine forests, vineyards, dunes, and protected natural landscapes. So it's like 1,500 kilometers of coastline, perfectly suited for triathlon and water sports. And I actually learned a new word. It's called orography, and that means elevation variation. And that's where the athletes can train at altitudes above 2,500 meters in locations like the National Park in Tenerife or in La Palma, and then return to sea level within an hour. So really cool. Again, to help with the strength, endurance, and overall performance adaptation. And, again, the kind of unique way of promoting this or creating this theme this week is because this year's the Olympics, right? And I'm sure a lot of people, like a lot of the athletes, have to do all these things to get ready and be in contention. But also, the Canary Islands offer really good sports infrastructure. So they have world-class facilities. They have more than 30 professional training centers across the island. They have really good sports medicine facilities, and they're capable of hosting over 3,000 athletes. And that's pretty amazing. And it's elite athletes on a very small island. So it's quite neat for the safety, the accessibility, but it's also very safe, family-friendly destination. So that offers good opportunity for a wider activities for families to come here. So it's not just elite athletes like me, but we'll go with elite travel agent. How's that? And actually, when you think about it, the Canary Islands it's got quite good connectivity. So it offers lots of flights from lots of European destinations. And technically, when you get to from Canada or North America, and then you get on a domestic flight to get here, the travel times are short, and there's lots of frequency as far as flights, and cost remains competitive. And that's because the island has a tax-free status. And I have to tell you this, I'm just going to segue a little bit. Chatting with some people at a restaurant. They're from the UK and they have a place here. And they were just saying, oh yeah, we come back and forth. And then they told me that the price could be as low as €9 to get here.
Really?
Like no luggage, because, they have their stuff here already because they live here. And it's like, well, yeah, I'd come here too to train if it's only €9. But can go up to €20, but compared to thousands of
not
dollars.
Not €20. Oh my goodness.
Yes, right. Oh my goodness. And so yeah, it's a great place to come to have as their trading base every year. But they also have really amazing recognized events like the Ironman Lanzarote, and then the Gran Canaria Marathon, and others. These are just 2 of many. And so it's not just a warm weather destination. Like it's a proven environment for people that are athletically inclined. So kind of different, kind of unique. And I have to say, for the average person like me, along the seafront, there's a promenade that is varying in length that you can walk, run, or rent bikes. and go around the island. So, when I talk about these athletes that come here, the everyday person will also enjoy being outdoor, getting some activity in a normal way. Like walking is the best way for you, and it's easy on your joints, and you could do it, hopefully, at all times of your life, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good destination to come, not just to escape winter, but also other benefits.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you mentioned the health benefits. I think it's stuff you don't even think about. Like when you talk about the ocean air and just swimming in the ocean and the hot springs that you're talking about. All those health benefits, I think, it's not really top of mind. You just do them because, it's something to do there.
Right. Right. And like the condo unit or complex we're at has a huge pool. It actually has 3 pools. So you don't even have to go into the ocean if you really don't want to. I was checking out some of the resorts that are here. They have tennis courts that you can enjoy. And get lessons if you want. And I don't know if it's like a game that you just throw the like maybe it's bocce ball. I don't know if that's the right word, but there's lots of like informal little places like that you could just gather or not like or just be by yourself or with your partner and just play little games like that.
Cool.
Yes.
I was curious, though. You mentioned the connectivity to Europe. How well are the islands themselves connected? Is there ferries that go across between the islands, or are they too far? Or how does that work?
No, they aren't. Like to get to Tenerife, it's only like about 20 minutes. Like people go over there for the day, as
cool.
if they're stationed here to go. Yeah. And then it's easy. Like there's lots of ferry opportunities to go. There is also airports and such, but going to an airport goes along with security and getting there quite a bit earlier than you may want to schedule time for, kind of thing. So the ferry's good too. And you could do walk-on traffic or you could do a vehicle as well.
Perfect. Yeah, because if you wanted to explore some of the other islands as well for a day or something like that, that's cool too.
Yeah, I would recommend doing that. It gives you an opportunity to see. You can rent a car while you're there. You could, research ahead of time and take local buses, or grab a tour when you get to the other island and have a tour already set up in place to go forward with. Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Anything else?
No, just enjoying it. Again, I do have to say, like, I'm not complaining, but everybody says, oh yeah, this is the coldest winter we've had in 30 years. And I'm going, really? I'm okay with that. It's probably the warmest winter I've had in 30 years.
People can check out your images on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Onanta Forbes. OnantaForbes.com is your website. Always fun to chat, Onanta. Enjoy the nice weather in Lanzarote.
Absolutely. Thank you.
This is the Informed Traveler Podcast. I'm Randy Sharman. Just want to remind you of our website, theinformedtraveler.org. That's where you can find our contact page if you have any questions or comments about the podcast. You can also email me, too, with any questions you might have. My email address is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And you can check out our social media pages, too, at facebook.com/informedtraveler, Instagram @informedtraveler, or on X @informedtraveler. That's where you'll find a number of videos and reels from our adventures throughout the year and audio clips from our past shows. Plus, you can sign up for our monthly newsletter, too. It's released at the beginning of every month. Our February issue is now available. Just go to our website, theinformedtraveler.org, click on the newsletter button, and it'll take you right there. Or, better yet, you can subscribe to it and have it arrive in your inbox each month. So let's head to southern Alberta now and chat with the co-owners of the River Retreat Kananaskis, self-described as where off-grid meets upscale in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. So joining us now to share their story is Todd and Roxy Broadbent, co-owners of the River Retreat Kananaskis, the website riverretreatkananaskis.com. Hello, Todd and Roxy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So tell me the story. How did this all come about?
Oh, well, thanks. We
how did it all come about? That's a great question. We came together a little bit later in life, and we wanted to do something together. We wanted to build something together, and we had this beautiful piece of land that we thought should be shared with the world. We didn't want to be selfish and just enjoy it ourselves. So there was a big house here. It was built as a bed and breakfast, but it'd been run down. No one paid attention to it for a few years. So we picked it up at a pretty good price, and we started building. We started with a campsite and started building. We got the boutique lodge and cabins, but it was all based on the two of us building a life together and building a life that we could share with the world. Is kind of how it all came about.
Nice. Are you the kind of couple that hosts a lot of your friends? Like if there's a gathering, it's usually at the Broadbent's home. Is that how?
Yes, yeah. Characteristically, that's how we both are for sure. Yeah, we love to host. We love having people around when we can, and just that's part of. You're right. That's exactly what this business is about for us.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, because you're inviting people, and it is your home, right? You're inviting in. Like, I mean, they're not staying, in the room next to you or anything like that, but it is your home.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So,
we live down on the main floor. We put ourselves in kind of the little corner in the back. We joke that we live in squalor while everybody else gets to enjoy the beautiful property.
Yeah.
well, describe the area. I know where it is. It's about an hour's drive south of Calgary, near a town near Longviews. But for someone who's never been, describe how do you get there and just the area in general.
Yeah, it's we call it God's country out here. We're super blessed to find this chunk of property. This particular highway is Highway 541, which converts into Highway 40, which is the south entrance into Kananaskis. There's only 10 landowners along this highway. So it's nice and private, it's quiet, it's your authentic ranchers. We always joke because either you marry into or inherit the land out here, and Todd and I are the only ones that didn't do that.
You're the outliers.
And there's a ton of history on this highway. We have John Scott, who brought the film industry to Alberta. He owns a big chunk of land right across the highway from us. So we are super blessed to see all the fancy movie horses. It's the authentic Alberta rancher country.
Guy Wiedek, the founder of the Stampede, Calgary Stampede, his original property is right across the highway from us. And so it's a beautiful spot. We're just 24 kilometers west of Longview. And Longview's famous for the beef jerky. It's got some of the best. Yeah, and we're just 24 kilometers, and we're right on the edge of Kananaskis. And as Jaxie said, Highway 541 turns into Highway 40, which is one of the most beautiful drives. I've done a lot of traveling. It's one of the most beautiful drives I've ever done. That 40 goes right through Kananaskis, which we're right on the gate of.
Yeah, and our property borders the Highwood River, which is known for fly fishing. So it's absolutely stunning out here.
It really is. Like I said, I've driven along that Highway 40. It is, like you say, Todd, that it is one of the most beautiful drives in the world, I would argue. I think if people want to get a visual, if they've seen the show Yellowstone, that would kind of give them sort of the similar kind of area, right?
Yeah, it sure would. Yeah, we're definitely the Yellowstone of the North, right up here.
Yeah. and you're right, Randy. It's actually what we've been told is this highway is rated the top 10 most scenic drives in North America. And when Todd and I have an opportunity to drive down it, like our jaws drop. Like it's just stunning, and we become the tourist out here, and we stop and take pictures because we're like, we can't believe that this is our backyard.
And you know what's a beautiful thing about it is it's peaceful out here. It's a quiet. We can actually, Jaxie puts her feet up on the dash and we can cruise along the highway below the speed limit and just kind of take it all in. It's peaceful out here. It's not like driving to Banff where you're on, the Indianapolis 500 causeway there.
Very true. So describe the accommodations and the experience you want your guests to have when they arrive.
For sure. So our boutique lodge, we did some high-end finishings in them. We have heated floors in the bathrooms, bidet, toilets. We want to make that international traveler super comfortable when they come in here. We have a lounge, so we can, welcome people with a cocktail when they arrive. We have a dining area that we call our conservatory. So, we can offer breakfast, lunches, and dinners.
But the rooms themselves, there's 5 boutique rooms here. They each have their own ensuite. Everyone has a beautiful view of the mountains or the river. And then we've expanded into guest cabins. We have 3 little tourist cabins right along the Highwood River. And what would be better than a cabin in the woods, looking over the mountains and the river? And that's what we have here is really nice little log cabins, 3 of them right now.
Nice. So describe some of the activities. I would imagine a lot of hiking, that sort of thing. But like you said, you're right off the highway. So if people want to drive into Kananaskis country and enjoy that, they can do that for the day. What are some of the things people like doing when they're staying there?
Yeah, for sure. Fishing is number one because we're right on the river, so you can just go out and fish for the afternoon, for the day, whatever you need to do. Fly fishing is the most popular sport. Hiking, there are so many hikers out here. Bicyclers in the spring because that Highway 40 is still closed. So we get a lot of bicyclers come out and enjoy that nice open highway. We have in the fall hunters come and stay with us. So sleeping in the woods, they come and
skidooers,
sledders. Yeah. What else? We've had a lot of corporate events. We've had some wellness retreats. Something that we're doing coming in Valentine's Day, and we do throughout the year, is pop-up dinners where we bring in executive chefs and create a dining experience. Yeah.
And so, what's included is I'm sure there's probably different packages that you can get depending on how long you stay.
Yeah, that sure changes all the time based on the season, how busy we are. Something today we're offering is with the rooms you get a breakfast and a charcuterie board. That's when they get here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's your typical guest? Is it couples? Is it people from the area? Do you get a lot of international people, or is it just a mix of everybody?
That's an interesting question. Because we're an adults only resort, we do obviously have couples come in. We have friends. The kind of interesting thing that we found is in our cabins, we actually have a single women come out, and they elect to be in a cabin because they want to just peace and quiet and to be on their own and reflect life. And
Nice.
International travelers, we've had people from Australia, the UK, the Netherlands, Germany, New Zealand, from the States.
So what's the feedback been like? And with that, and I might put you on the spot here, but what's the most surprising thing someone has said to you that you weren't really expecting? I'm sure people say, "Oh, it's wonderful, it's great." And I don't mean to just sort of downplay all that, but is there anything that's stuck out to you that somebody has said to you?
Yeah,
I think there's 2 that stand out. My favorite was we had the last couple come in, and they spent some time with Jaxie first, and they called her like the Chip and Joanne, like she said she was Joanne. And Chip and Joanna. And then the next day they saw me working and doing all this stuff. And she came up, she goes, "You're just like Chip." So they called us the Chip and Joanne of the North. Joanna, pardon me. And then who we like watching their show. We've watched over the years. And then what was the last one you just said?
The one couple that had left, really appreciated everything. And I'll never forget, she looked at her husband and she goes, "After staying here, I like you again." And I was like, "Oh my goodness." Yeah. So yeah, we save marriages here, Randy.
You should put that as your tagline on your website.
Totally.
We save marriages.
We save marriages. Well, sorry,
go ahead. No.
What we're trying to do is we've kind of gotten with a tagline, I don't know what we call it, like disconnect to reconnect.
Mm-hmm.
Put your phones away and just take a breath.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm kind of gathering. So people do things during the daytime. They come back. They probably have dinner or something like that. And then there's probably this quiet time. What happens between the hours of, say, 8 or 10 o'clock? Or just people just kind of go quietly to their rooms and be off on their own?
It depends on, I guess it depends on the people. We've had wonderful people that we've sat at the bar and enjoyed a few beverages and played loud music, and they've sang, and
Oh my
those
goodness, yeah.
for like Europeans, they just love to sing and talk and so forth. So we've had some wonderful evenings with people. We've sat down and enjoyed people with dinner and throughout the evening. But yeah, a lot of people after they have dinner, they retreat to their rooms and go to sleep and get up early and go hiking and whatever they may do. We've had people just drag themselves in. They're so tired and they go straight to bed. So
true, I bet. Yeah, the fresh air gets them.
Yeah, fresh air, for that mountain air. And we've had, we offer, someone wants to sit outside and have a campfire, experience a real fire versus a propane fire and look at the stars. Todd's created a lot of beautiful and amazing parts to the property where it's private. He's built what we call a riverside cabana that shelters you from wind. You can have a fire in there and it's right along the river. We set up all different places, like there's a blanket and heaters out there, and of course, sometimes people just sit by the river in the evening.
Well, yeah, it's got to be very peaceful. Like I said, it's just a beautiful area. So is it a busier time? Like I'm kind of assuming that right now in the middle of winter, it's not as busy as it would be in the summer for obvious reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a slower time of the year for sure. And we're hoping to build on that, to extend our shoulder seasons, the guest cabins right along the river with a wood burning stove. We're hoping people find that a great place to go for the winter where you can just get away for a couple days. And
anything else you want to add I might have missed?
We do have some wellness treatments that we're offering and we'd like to expand into. We are currently offering reflexology. We have an infrared sauna. Jaxie had mentioned the cabana by the river. We had a couple celebrating, I think it was our 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
And they had the reflexology right along the river, just absolutely beautiful. Jaxie served them wine and lunch out there, and they spent the whole day there and they were just elated. They were so happy.
Nice.
But yeah, we are expanding to hopefully include some hydrotherapy treatments here over the next year.
Perfect. Well, people can find out some more information from your website, riverretreatkananaskis.com. Todd and Jaxie Broadbent, a.k.a. Chip and Joanna of the North, are the co-owners of River Retreat Kananaskis. It was a fun chat with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
And that is our show for this week. If you have comments or questions, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a show idea, send that along as well. My email is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And if you like what you heard, tell a friend. You can check out our website too at theinformedtraveler.org. In the meantime, thanks for listening, travel safe, and be an informed traveler.